What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a special game. It's a match mode game played quite recently, and it's one that has some controversy attached to it, so we're gonna watch it. And also, I didn't even realize that I had saved the replay, so this game was a 4v4, and we can see the teams here. We've got Too Hot. Actually, we haven't even separated yet, but let's give it a second. Naturally, with match modes, take some time. There's some obviously the post-game coping from the last game, and the teams are pretty much the same. We've got the old school TS Degen stack. With real armor versus the plucky pub star team, along with Too Hot, who was on the that other team in the last game. Now, yeah, we're planning. I'm playing armor, kicks on inf, and Too Hot is support, and Blitz is on air. So we'll just give some colors. And yeah, and the controversial thing, which happens a lot in match modes, is the air players, who is in this case Peru's use of TA. And basically, Peru is going to have a fantastic game. Like, he is a great air player. Too Hot is relatively new to the match mode support. I don't know how much experience he has in the match mode support, which is a really hard role to play, and he's going to run up a huge score, and that's going to become an issue later on in the game. In the meantime, we're going to play to win. I think I have a good chance, although we had warned of an air bang because this guy always loves to do a really aggressive air bang right off the bat, and it really bamboozled us. Like, Kickapoo couldn't get as many guys into town as possible, and USSR side got the initial cap, which on this map it generally happens. I'm trying to think of a ways to reliably prevent the cap, the initial one, but J-Man, who's on armor, ran medium tanks, and they can get up there pretty fast. And look at again, he beats our support player, even with the line of sight from our air player, which is the correct thing to do. Like, if you see a dangerous air player lurking, about to attack your support armor combo, you should stay as air to provide line of sight, but couldn't save us. And basically, I'm going to be feeding this guy armor the entire game. Like, watch this. Like, he goes back for more, and he attack rounds and wipes out Kickapoo. Oh, brutal. And we get our initial drops down. Kicks us a little late because of some mixed clicks early on, but you know, we get him down, and we're going to be up against Silver and J-Man microing drops, so I do not envy Kickapoo at this moment trying to deal with this. Like, if you notice, he lost a couple things to their drops, which are down now. So yeah, this infantry battle, like, good luck anybody trying to compete in this kind of infantry battle. Like, this is the best of the best in the game right now, duking it out on probably the best infantry battleground around. And I'm just trying to draw attention away from us getting slaughtered by air. Like, look at, he's got ranked up choppers already. Too Hot is doing what I disagree with, which is calling in, oh nice, flying over the spawn. He's getting repair tanks, which in a 4v4, I question the repair tanks. At least when I play support, I cannot provide enough coverage with just with 900 reinforcement points committed to a repair tank. Maybe on certain maps or against like weaker air players, but this guy, you can't not have as much AA as absolutely possible. But we do get a cap here. If I come on, got it. We got the cap, and if you notice, Kickapoo is not only surviving in town, he's thriving. Like, he's attacking, he's getting guys deeper, and he's getting into position to allow us to cap soon. And I'm doing more drops, he's doing more drops. So we're actually doing okay on the drop war. And now if we had enough armor support, if you notice, I think we overcommitted to the beach at this point. If we had these units in town, we would have taken town, no problem. Instead, I'm overextending because I want to decap and stop the brutal tick, all by my lonesome. You know, no support. This guy's kind of hanging. You generally want to keep the support on this line or in this alleyway at all times. And the first of many air-to-airs in this game. But can we get the cap? I pop smoke and I solo cap. Look at that. Very nice. And we get a decent, like they capped it at least once. Things are not doomed yet. We still have a chance at this point. And yeah, we don't have jeeps, or we have one jeep, but they must have been broken or something. But yeah, this, and this, I should have thrown these guys into town because look, they countered, and I think this is what they do. A team like this does very well is they'll jump on the caps all together. Like, look, General Lennon got on it, Silver's on it, and J-Man's on it. Air is there helping. That's an excellent cap from them, and we can't do anything about it. And they actually did us a favor stopping me from decapping. And yeah, this is a second air-to-air out of Too Hot, and I gotta keep an eye out because General Lennon is also going to be air-to-airing Blitz with limited success. I don't know if I'll catch it in this, but I scanned through the other side's replay, which was provided to me by J-Man, and I saw quite a few air-to-airs miss Blitz. So just keep an eye out for, I guess, whatever the USSR uses as interceptors. So once again, they have the town. I might want to decap it right away to prevent them from forwarding up and getting more tick. Like, we have a good hold on beach, and we still have quite a few units in there. And I finally learned my mistake and start throwing more heavy tanks in here. One thing I will critique of my play this game, and I noticed it while I was playing, but I was not moving my spawn around enough, and I was also just inting tanks. Like, look at this guy, he's so aggressive, and he's just picking me off, and like, look at the score difference. He's got double the score of Blitz. But I'm not moving my spawn around enough. Like, if I'm sending 100% of my spawn into town, for instance, I'm going to want to spawn here. If I'm spending 100% to beach, then I spawn here. And yeah, I move it. Where do I move it to? Yeah, I move it there for, yeah, I'm going to throw all these guys into town. Look at this. Another overextended tank getting picked off. Can I get it? Can I get it out of there? I pop smoke and he has no, yeah, he loses a couple choppers over that. And yeah, we decap, and they're going to get a really quick cap here. And I'm not pulling back. Yeah, I get the E-rep. I could have just pulled back to the jeeps. But I stay, at least I'm in this firing lane. And then look what comes our way. Oh no. Oh, and it gets at least the thing. And look who did that. Real armor. And J-Man is so pissed off. Like, he's complaining to the entire chat about that TA usage. And so why is that TA usage controversial? Unlike pubs, in a match mode game, generally some players believe that the TA should flow to the infantry player or the armor player, depending on who's more comfortable keep the TA, and that's it. Like, support keeps enough for dropping his jeeps, armor keeps his to drop paras, but the air player, who in this case is racking up mad score, should dump all of that to the infantry player and the armor player. And look, oh, is he going to get air-to-air? Oh. Reinforcements are on the way. And that looks, oh, I don't know what that is. So when you drop and you can drop scans as air, but generally all the TA that's Exis goes to the infantry player or somebody. So that's why J-Man is pissed. That was a good carpet bomb. So, and if you're playing a pub, then obviously you shouldn't share your TA to anybody, even for a good reason, just on general principle. But in a match mode where people are sweaty, some people get mad at that. So that's a foreshadowing of what is to come. And just in my, like, I bet these guys could have cobbled together a nuke. Like, notice there's no nukes going on. They probably don't want to trash the town because they believe that they could win the infantry fight. Maybe. But yeah, they don't pop the nuclear cherry, even though they've had a better time generating TA, much better than us because of these. They've had a lot of shared caps, and yeah. But there's our first cap in a while. And look at this. They're just gonna. Are they gonna decap it right away? And right now, oh yeah, they're. See, that's a good use of TA right there. Oh, brutal. And yeah, I should have dropped a heavy arty or something. Heavy arty would have been sick. Like, look at all these light units charging in. Oh, our own heavy air support. Like, this was kind of useless. But maybe yeah, and they get the cap. Unfortunately. And is this star medium tank gonna survive? Fuck. It does. Okay. Well, that's annoying. And yeah, so we're still keeping it kind of tight. And this is where I was sarcastically like thankful that we had a repair tank here. Again, I would have preferred to have a heavy AA. Like, we just have a dearth of AA, and I'm getting torn up. And my positioning could be better. I think, especially again in these games where you have an air player just running riot, and there's another air-to-air, so that's like the third one at a too hot. Again, in a 4v4, you really can't afford it. Like, save that shit for an 8v8 where you're just clowning around. But air-to-airs do not pay very well in these matches. Like, it's 10 TA. Like, that's an arty right there. Like, we could have artied and decapped and made our lives a lot easier. Or, you know, clustered these jeeps. That's a nice tank buster. Like, see, tank busters, I feel like that's a ranked up tank. It's got to die. I mean, it only had, well, it had 2. Yeah, General Lennon. What a good support player. Like, he doesn't even play support a lot in pubs. He just, like, saves it for the fucking actual games, I guess. But as you can see, it's not looking good for us. At this point, I think we're trying to save for a nuke. Which I think, like, that's what you should always do if you're losing on Seaside as a team. Just say, okay, we're going to save for a nuke. If something goes bad, just nuke. If you're going to get nuked, you should nuke them. Like, it's always the best solution. I should have pulled back that tank. But again, this aggressive air, like, most air players would pull back, but he's going to keep going. But he gets fended off. You know, always pop smoke when you can.
Your reinforcement is ready.
But yeah, oh, please kill it. Yes. Fuck you and your star medium tank that survived like 12 minutes. And here, yeah, Too Hot is doing the heavy arty, but again, the best practice is to tell your team that you're going to do it and then be ready to follow it up. And unfortunately, they've already pushed their, like, the best thing for a heavy arty to kill is, oh yeah, and speaking of dubious TAs, that's dubious, J-Man. I understand wanting to kill those buildings, but you guys would probably use those buildings too. And for 3, like, you could have dropped 6 drops and killed for 3 infantry. That's, I don't know, that's questionable. For 30 TA. So, Peru's defense of his use of TA is saying he gave plenty of TA, but the other, or in his terms, TEA, or capital, he gave plenty of it, and he saw this team not using it very well. And I mean, when I saw that, I scoffed. So maybe he has a point about the TA usage. In the meantime, yeah, Blitz is complaining about the ping. I guess he's used to playing on the perfect ping of his server. But yeah, like the air matchup, these guys just having a grand old time. Like, he's still double the score of Blitz. And yeah, we're planning on what to do next because we're seeing the writing's on the wall. Like, we cannot see. There's an air-to-air right there also from General Lennon. Like, what was that aimed at? Like, he's way in the back repairing, and like there's nothing enticing there. Dubious. That's some dubious TA right there. This is good TA. This heavy arty that's coming down. Yeah, heavy arty on the beach really fucks it. You know, especially there's always like light units and open inf. It's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
And I will say, if people are asking why we didn't push research, you should have seen the amount of drops. Because both Silver and J-Man, who are like the best in the game at micro-range drops, have a set of drops in here. And there's a sniper. And that's fully forwarded. So I think in this case the nuke is the better. Like you'd have to drop a nuke on that shit to clear it, or at least like 40 TA worth of drops. And here we go. Here's our nuke, and again we don't have a lot of stuff. I screwed up my spawn obviously, and I'm spawned in the wrong spot, and I don't have. These guys are kind of out of position to run into town. But I do have these guys at beach, so if I can survive here with the help of my repair tank, like let's go repair tank. And here comes their nuke, which is the correct move again. Do the counter nuke, and oh yeah, watch this. Just careful about when you're running into radiation. Like fuck, I'll lose 3 tanks for free. They're gonna die anyways, because like, no, not the captain tank. Oh, I mean. So yeah, there's their counter nuke, and oh look, the repair tank is doing great, just really helping out on the beach. But I think I can kill that. Yeah, kill the star. Like that was a star AA. Gotta get it down, and I'm hoping for some, like, the air support can kill him. Like oh, there's just one guy he's got to kill, but he's also got to kill all these shitheads, and there's brutal. So now what do? We blew our load on a nuke. And this is where you just kind of sit and you cope and seethe and you like play the game out. And because it's a match mode, you can probably keep spawning units and just try to turn your brain off. Like we're all spawning at the beach. But I will say, not all is lost. Like they haven't pressured this. Like we have a good defense here. Like they haven't cleared that yet. We still have this, and we can still keep taking the beach. And so we're still like. We're not getting total domed. There's still a chance. There's still some dom bar left. It's not all over. But it sure felt like it was over at this point. Like, I thought we had no hope. Just because I had assumed they had generated a shitload of TA. Like, I figured they would have another nuke in the pocket. And I figured they would clear this. And kind of, you know, that's the death blow right there. Just put us out of our misery. But, you know, you clear that, and then, you know, if you had some buildings here, you could run some infantry. But there's no buildings there, and we're saving up for something. Like I don't really know what to spend this on, honestly. When I got it, I was like, could we drop this? Maybe, but I know there's going to be lots of defenses there because we haven't even poked it once.
Expect your new unit.
And I just want to push town. I think it's like the best thing we can do. Oh yeah, the off-roll mediums. I'm really having a lot of fun with off-roll mediums, so I think they're, again, like, you have to play a little different in 4v4s, just because the air players, especially, like, if you're going up against Gut Player, or Wally, or some other asshole who's really good at air, I think you need full AA, no repair tanks, and some medium choppers, like some cheeky off-roll medium choppers from the armor or infantry, or both, like, fuck it. Just to like keep him honest, because this guy is just running riot. He's got 1,000 points. He's like outscoring me, or is he? Oh, by like 30 points, I'm outscoring him. But here we go. We're gonna almost get a cap. Like, oh, we were screaming so much when we saw this, but just unfortunate. Just not on the point. I mean, fuck, I do the same thing, and we're getting light artied and cleaned up by air. I'm doing the best General X impression I can and just running lights into town in the last 2 minutes. Like, there's really nothing else you can do. It's just spam lights. And we get the cap, and again, there's hope. There's 2 minutes, like, that's plenty of time. If we can clear this, we'll get a huge tick advantage on them. If we can drop a heavy arty here to pin them in the spawn, so Kickapoo's clearing it. If we had just enough TA, you know, maybe 30 points worth that was spent on air-to-airs. Could already, oh yeah, look at this. I heard bottom of research, so I assumed it was the top of research, and Kickapoo drop, which is probably the bottom of research. So that's a botch move, and my fault, really. Pretty funny though. And but we're still winning, kind of. Like we still have a tick advantage. If I had, I could have deployed these units and thrown them over here, and just had a little bit more TA to beat this up. But yeah, look at this defense. Oh, they got infantry, they got snipers, and can we get a cheeky cap in the last minute? Like, ooh, it's close. Oh, that's a shame. Like, at this point, instead of spending any TA on this, we should have dropped a heavy air support and gotten the cap there, because like the tick advantage is really good. It's really close. Like it's not an unlosable or an unwinnable kind of situation, or it's like a obviously we're gonna lose, or it's pretty obvious what's gonna happen here. But
They're about to nuke us.
do you hear that? They're about to nuke us. So that is that's an interesting nuke, and J-Man just like kicks him. Now, was the game already won? I would say so. Did that nuke help them? No. Would it have helped them to have like use that ADTA to drop this? Yeah. Because that game is pretty like 34%. And again, that was a nuke out of the air player, because he had a really good game. Like Blitz does not deserve this top score, because Peru definitely was the best. So I can't really judge. I was there, but I felt like we should have lost that a lot sooner, I would say. The fact that we got it up to 34%, like I believe that nuke probably did it. So that's my judgment. Good match modes though. Like I hope we play some more and get some good teams going. Like these are being played late night Eastern time for anybody who cares, and you can join. And like we're a lot chiller if you're new, not if you're like you've done this multiple times in multiple games. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm not gonna. This is the title of J-Man's replay. I don't really think unless we want to count how much TA was wasted by the rest of the team on dumb shit. But I don't want to do that. You guys can find it yourselves and look. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Later.